Let me tell you about Kevin. On a Thursday afternoon, Kevin got a raise. A real one, the kind that shows up in the bank account and makes you sit a little straighter in your chair. By the following Thursday, exactly 1 week later, Kevin had already spent it. Not on paper, not in a budget, but out in the world where everyone could see. There was a new SUV in the driveway with the dealer plates still on. There was a bigger apartment with a kitchen island he would never once cook on. And there was a watch on his wrist so heavy that he kept adjusting it because a part of him needed to feel that it was there. Now, fast forward 6 months. Kevin is sitting at his kitchen table, staring at the exact same depressing checking account balance he had the day before the raise. Same number. Same knot in his stomach. He is just as broke as he was a year ago, except now his financial anxiety has nicer wallpaper. And here is the strange part. He cannot even remember the last time the new car made him happy. It is just his car now. That is the whole trap in one story, and it has a name. Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation. We adapt to the shiny stuff astonishingly fast. The new car, the bigger place, the expensive watch, all of it fades into the background of normal within weeks. But there are things we never adapt to. We never get used to chronic back pain. We never get used to lying awake at 2 in the morning doing math about money. And that gap between what we adapt to and what we do not is the single most important idea in personal finance that almost nobody talks about. Because here is what took me years to understand. The upgrades that are highly visible to other people are almost always the ones that keep you broke. And the upgrades that genuinely change your life are almost always completely invisible. Nobody sees them. Nobody compliments you on them. And that is exactly why they work. So today, I want to walk you through 10 invisible upgrades. None of them will impress a single person at a party. All of them will quietly make you richer, healthier, and calmer for the rest of your life. Let us start where you spend a third of your entire existence, your mattress. This is the ultimate invisible purchase because nobody is ever going to walk into your bedroom and gasp at your sleep setup. But do the math with me. A $1,000 mattress that lasts 10 years costs you about 27 cents a night for a third of your life. 27 cents. Meanwhile, the cheap mattress is not actually cheaper because you replace it more often, and the whole time it is quietly draining your focus, your mood, and your productivity. And this is not soft advice. Consistently sleeping under 6 hours a night is associated with roughly a 13% higher risk of early death, so the mattress is not furniture. It is medical equipment that you happen to lie on. Buy the good one. Upgrade 2 lives inside your bank, and it is honestly a little insulting once you see it. Most big traditional banks pay you almost nothing to hold your money, around 0.3%. A high-yield savings account, which is FDIC insured, just like your regular account, has recently paid in the ballpark of 4%. Watch what that does. $20,000 in the big bank might earn you about $60 in a year. That same $20,000 in a high-yield account, at recent rates, could earn you well over $800. Same money, same safety, roughly a 10-minute setup. People leave that free money on the table for years, and the only reason is inertia. Do not be that person. Upgrade 3 is the closest thing to free money that exists on planet Earth, and it is your employer's retirement match. If your company matches your 401k contributions dollar for dollar, that is an instant 100% return before the market does anything at all. Think about that. Investors spend their entire lives hunting for an extra 1 or 2%, and your job is offering to double your money on the way in. Skipping it, usually because the paperwork felt annoying on a busy Tuesday, can quietly cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in compound growth over a career. Fill out the form. It is the highest guaranteed return you will ever be offered. Now let me show you the opposite of an invisible upgrade, the anti-upgrade, so the contrast is clear. It is financing a brand new car. Average new car payments have climbed to around $770 a month, and the thing loses a chunk of its value the moment you drive it off the lot. It is the single most visible purchase most people make, and it is one of the most reliable ways to stay broke. Visible upgrade, invisible cost. Keep that pattern in your head because it repeats everywhere. Upgrade 4 is buying back your own time, and the research here is genuinely surprising. Studies have found that people who spend money to outsource tasks they dread, like cleaning or grocery runs, report measurably higher life satisfaction. Here is the simple rule. Calculate your real hourly take-home pay. If a task costs less per hour to hand off than you earn, and this part matters, if you actually use the freed up time to rest, to work on something that pays, or to be with the people you love, then it is a profitable trade. The catch is that last part. Buying time only works if you spend the time on something that counts. Upgrade 5 is the one people skip because it feels grim, and it is protecting your income. Think about this. People will happily buy insurance for a phone that costs a few $100s, and then completely fail to insure their single biggest financial asset, which is their ability to earn a paycheck for the next 30 years. Roughly 1 in 4 of today's young adults will experience a disabling condition before they retire. Long-term disability insurance often costs just 1 to 3% of your salary, and term life insurance, if someone depends on your income, is shockingly cheap when you are young. This is not fun to buy. It is the seatbelt of your financial life, and you buy it before you need it, not after. Upgrade 6 is preventative maintenance for the one asset you can never replace, your body. If you sit at a desk all day, a good ergonomic chair is not a luxury. It is load-bearing infrastructure. A $400 chair spread over a decade costs less than a couple of physical therapy sessions you might otherwise need. And the same logic runs through the eye exam you keep postponing, the dentist visit, the annual checkup. All of that boring, routine care exists for one reason: to catch small problems while they are still small, before they compound into a painful and staggeringly expensive medical crisis later. You maintain your car to avoid a blown engine. Maintain yourself the same way. Upgrade 7 is a tax loophole hiding in plain sight, and it is called a health savings account, or HSA. If you qualify for one through a high-deductible health plan, it is the only account in America with a triple tax advantage. The money goes in tax-free, it grows tax-free, and when you spend it on medical costs, it comes out tax-free. Nothing else does all three, and here is the move the financially savvy use. Instead of spending the HSA on today's small medical bills, they pay those out of pocket, let the HSA sit and grow invested for decades, and then reimburse themselves completely tax-free years later. It quietly becomes one of the best retirement accounts you have. Upgrade 8 is a number that follows you around for your entire life, your credit score. Most people treat it like an abstract grade from school. It is not. It is a massive, lifelong price tag. On a typical $300,000 mortgage, the gap between an average score and an excellent one can cost you an extra $56,000 in interest over the life of the loan. $56,000. That is a luxury car, paid to the bank for nothing. And optimizing your score by paying on time and keeping your balances low costs you exactly $0. It is one of the highest paying things you can do while spending nothing. Upgrade 9 is about the things you touch every single day, and it comes from an old idea called the Boots theory. The idea is simple. Being cheap is often more expensive over time. The bargain item that breaks and gets replaced again and again can cost you more than the quality item you buy once and keep for years. So invest in the things that are in your hands daily. Good shoes, a real kitchen knife, The bag you carry everywhere. But, and this is the guardrail, the rule is strictly about cost per use. It is not permission to overspend on gadgets that lose half their value in a year, or on a hobby you will abandon by spring. Quality on the daily essentials. Discipline on everything else. Upgrade 10 is the one that ties all the others together, and it is redesigning your defaults. Willpower is a terrible long-term strategy because willpower runs out on exactly the days you need it most. Real financial stability comes from removing the daily decision entirely. Automate a transfer into an emergency fund until it holds 3 to 6 months of expenses. Put your bills on autopay so a single forgotten due date never dents your credit. Set your retirement contributions to auto-escalate a little every year so you save more without ever feeling it. And once a year, sit down and audit your subscriptions and kill the ghost charges quietly draining you for services you forgot you had. Build the system once, and it works for you every day after. No discipline required. So step back and look at what all 10 of these have in common. Not one of them is visible. Nobody will ever compliment you on your credit score, or your automated savings, or your excellent mattress. And that brings us to the last trap, which explains the whole game. It is called the Diderot effect. You buy one beautiful new thing, say a gorgeous couch, and suddenly everything around it looks shabby by comparison. So you upgrade the rug, then the curtains, then the table, in a cascade of spending you never planned, all triggered by one purchase. The entire economy is engineered to trigger that cascade, to make you constantly upgrade your image. But real wealth does not live in your image. Real wealth is invisible. It is the calm in an emergency because the fund is already there. It is a body that does not hurt because you maintained it. It is money compounding quietly in the background while everyone else is busy going broke trying to look rich. Kevin bought the version everyone could see. You get to build the version that actually changes your life. If even one of these 10 landed for you, do this. Subscribe so the next one finds you. Hit the like button because it genuinely helps this reach more people. And then leave a comment and tell me which invisible upgrade are you actually going to make first. I read them and I would love to know where you were starting.